Welcome to the PMP Educator Project Scope Management Lecture Series. This is lecture number 2. In the previous lecture, we covered the project scope management and the 5 processes which are included in the scope management. We also briefly covered the project selection methods. The reason why do we have to do project selection in a scope management is because before starting the project, you have to define the scope. And most of the time, working on a project, you have to select which option is better. So, for example, if you're building a website, then you have to make selection that which technology is better and what option is more cost efficient and stuff like those. So similarly, if an organization wants to launch a project, it has to consider different variables or different aspects to select a project be more profitable or beneficial. So that's why we cover project selection methods in the scope management. There are 2 types of project selection methods. Number 1 is the benefits measurement, and the other one is the constraint optimization. So in this lecture, I will cover benefits measurement, while in the next lectures we will cover constraint optimization. Benefits measurement, as the term itself says, that you compare or measure the benefits. So you're comparing the benefits of different types of projects, and you select the project which is more beneficial, whether it's the profit or the efficiency or the feature it brings for the organization. So it basically the selection method involves comparing the values of one project against the other. There are different types of benefits measurement. The first is the motherboards. The other one is the scoring models and benefits cost ratio, payback period, discounted cash flow, and internal rate of return. Motherboards are actually a group of committee asking tough questions, and the goal is to kill the project. So whenever a company wants to launch a project, then they have a brainstorming session in which you have people in a group or committee. They have all the tough questions, and the goal is to ask all the what if scenario questions, and want to and the group wants to kill the project before it starts. So basically, the whole idea is to talk about all the negativities involved in the project, so that you don't go through that path and you select the other path. The idea is to have a project which has less risk involved, and the motherboard is there to kill the project if you find a lot of risk and you don't want to pursue that path. The other model is the score model, where various projects are given scores based on certain defined criteria, and project with higher score is selected. So you can have 5 or 10 different criterias, and you have several goals, and some goals are more important than the others. So if the overall score is higher than the other project, or you have 5 different projects and you're comparing different scores for each and every project, the project with the highest score wins the race. In this scenario, I mean, you can have a certain criteria. Say if you want to outsource your project or certain module, then you have a higher score for a company which for which you have done business in the past. So even though their cost is higher, because you have experience working with them, the score for that criteria would be higher than say a new company you are working. You are thinking to work with them, but you haven't done any work with them in the past, though their prices are lower than the other companies. The benefits cost ratio is to compute benefits to cost ratio. So if it costs less and the benefits are higher, then the project with the higher BCR or benefit cost ratio is selected. So the idea is that you will find that you know how much benefits you are getting and what is the cost. So say if the benefits are same, but selecting a less pricey equipment or a less pricey vendor, the benefits are same, then obviously you will select that vendor or the equipment which cost you less. So the project with higher benefit cost ratio is selected. Then we have another measurement tool or criteria, which is the payback period. The idea is to see or find how much it will take to get the cost back. So how it takes back to pay back the cost of the project. Interest earned or inflation is not considered in this technique, and project with the lower payback period better. So if your return in investment, the time to get the return is quicker, then you will select that. And we have also discounted cash flow. This technique takes into account the interest earned on the money. The future value of the project is compared. So there's a formula for that. Is FV is the future value, which is equal to the present value PV, and then you have I is the interest and is the number of years. So for example, if you have a project which cost at this time $100,000, and with the interest rate of 5%, in 10 years the future value will be $162,890. So the idea is to find the future value, and based on that, if the future value would be higher, you will select that project. And this is for like a long-term investment strategy. Another one is the internal rate of return, where the internal rate of return is higher, or you will select that project, and a high internal rate of return is giving higher return on the money. So obviously, if you have 5 different projects, the project with internal rate of return, the higher internal rate of return would be selected. And that's all I have for the benefits measurement in this lecture, and I hope you will learn something, and keep visiting the site ppeducator.com, where I post all my lectures in on the site, and you can go through all the lectures from at one place, and you can also find the lectures on YouTube. And thank you, and I hope you will visit the site to get the next lectures. Thank you.